everyone, it's Sherry. Welcome back to my kitchen. So today I will be sharing a very special recipe with you. It will be my maple oat biscuits, and I will be making some peach maple syrup to go with it. I consider myself the queen of biscuits. So let's get started. So for your dry ingredients, we will be using unbleached flour. So I'm adding 1.5 cups of that. And to that, we will be adding salt, baking soda, baking powder, brown sugar, and we're going to work that straight on through. The brown sugar doesn't want to be my friend, so we're going to crunch it in there. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then we're going to give all of these ingredients a good little whisk. And last, we're going to stir in the star of the show, which are rolled oats. And what you want to do is just make sure that the ingredients are all worked together and love each other. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to set this to the side. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of maple syrup to 1 cup of buttermilk. So there we go. So I will be using about 6 ounces of this butter here, and I just have 1 stick of unsalted butter. What I've done is drop the whole stick in the freezer so it's rock solid. And what you need is the coldest butter you can have when it's time to actually put it into the flour. I learned a little trick from Carla Hall, which is one of the Food Network chefs. If you put flour on your grater, it'll make it a little easier to grate your butter. So what you're gonna do is just go at it. So now you've got your butter in there and it's pretty much done. You'll need just a little bit of butter left for the rest of the recipe. So what we're going to do is now work the butter into the dough. So what you want to do is make sure every piece of butter is covered and really worked into the flour. So this is exactly what you want your dough to look like. It's nice and crumbly, but yet you still can press it together. We're now going to add our buttermilk. So what we're going to do is just add it directly in the center and then just fold and fold. Then add a little bit more. Fold. Just lightly fold it. So this is exactly how it should look. Very sticky, yet formed together. So I'm going to add some flour to my counter. And then I'm going to add the dough directly to the counter. And pretty much this method is the same method you'll use to make any biscuits. If you were making cheddar biscuits, if you were making honey buttermilk biscuits, which are really good. But this is the same method. Now you're going to just fold your dough. So what you do is just take 1/2 and fold the other half over and then press down a little bit. Make sure that your hands are floured. Then you're going to fold it 90 degrees right back the other way and go this way. Now back the other way. Another 90-degree fold. And you're going to do this maybe about 6 times. And this is what is going to create your fluffiness and your flakiness in your biscuits. So you'll have layers. And then you'll do it just 1 more time. The last thing I'm going to do is take my rolling pin and just roll the dough a little flat. So always flour your rolling pin. Lightly press. As light as possible. You don't want to press down too much, because if you press down a little too much, then you're going to have flat biscuits. If you like your biscuits flats, that's you, but no one wants flat biscuits. At least I don't. Okay. My oven is ready. I have it preheated at 420 degrees. So I have a nice little biscuit cutter here. Sometimes it's good to just flour it a little bit so nothing gets stuck in there. And these, I'm making pretty big biscuits, so this dough should be able to make about 8 biscuits. If you were making for a bigger family, just double the recipe and you can make it for 16 people. But I'm making like huge biscuits, like check that out. Big girl biscuits, almost. But you can see the flakiness in the biscuit already, as well as the oats. So when you have this leftover dough, you're just gonna do the same thing and kind of work it right back into it together. I usually just do it one more fold and then go back in. So right now, you remember the one little piece of butter we had left? We're going to just take that butter and smear our pan. Just a little bit. And then we're going to add our biscuits onto there. And then I'm going to pop these in the oven for about 15 minutes. During that 15 minutes, I'm about to show you guys a really quick peach syrup. So what we're going to do first is add some butter to a medium heated pan. And to your melted butter, you're going to add some brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. And now that everything is melting down just a little bit, you're going to add your peaches. And peaches are in season. If you don't have peaches, you can use apples, you can use blueberries, any fruit that's in season. My mom used to always make apple preserves when we were kids, or pear preserves. We had a pear tree in our backyard. So anytime she would get pears and apples, we would have pear preserves. So my mom taught me how to make this. And she pear preserved and apple preserved us to the end of time, but I grew to love them. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. And the last thing you will be adding, just to cut the sugar just a little bit, is a little acidity, which is some lemon juice. And now you're just gonna let this go for about 3 to 4 minutes. And you don't want your peaches to cook too much. Just enough to get a little softened and coated with the brown sugar and cinnamon. Now that our syrup is done, I wanted to show you guys a really quick cinnamon butter. So what I have here is some softened butter. And to that, I'm going to add some brown sugar. And then I'm going to add some cinnamon. And just mix it around. And this will be a great addition to your biscuits. And it's really quick and easy, but it actually gives it a little bonus. And here we go. Now I'm about to actually grab the biscuits out of the oven and show you guys the final results. I'm so excited to show you. So everyone, this is our final biscuits. So these are our maple oat biscuits. They're so fluffy and flaky. They smell delicious. This pan is really hot. If you notice, one is missing. Don't worry, it went to the staff. But so I'm about to show you guys a couple ideas to do with your biscuits. You can always make a sandwich with your biscuits. If you wanted to add sausage, egg, and cheese or something like that, you could do that with it. If you wanted to just add some eggs, you can do that. Look how flaky that is. Y'all need to make this for brunch or something. Show somebody some love with these biscuits. So you can use your butter that you made. Just smear a little bit of that on there. Heavy on the butter, please. Or you can just add a little bit of your syrup. a couple of your peaches. And a little bit more syrup. And that's just happiness. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to say thank you, and also just remember that the recipe will be below. If you were to make it, please tag me at Sherry Amore Kitchen on IG, make comments, and please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Bye. Can we try it one more time?